5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good morning, Misfits. Which
Oh, he said good
fucking.
morning.
Oh,
It's not the
shit.
morning.
It's not. It's
There you
fucking.
go.
It
Nice.
is. It is evening. It is evening
That's true.
now.
It's
You know,
okay.
my mom does that, but she has the wonderful excuse of brain tumor,
Yes.
and I do not. So I have no excuses for that. Why was that song still playing in my fucking ear? Oh, it's probably the YouTube. Yeah, okay, that's muted. It was probably the X Studio that was on the little 5-second delay. Good evening,
Bullshit.
Misfits. I got it right that time. We are here for the
Yes.
weekly breakdown. Okay, starting off, I have kicked a hornet's nest on the internet. My page is blowing up because I am going after a bunch of people who are popular. And just wanted to start off by saying this isn't my first rodeo. I've done it before, but my page will probably be a little crazy for a little while. Right? Like,
Foreseeable
you know,
future, I
that's
would
the thing.
say.
And I went through this. I went through this before. I went through this on TikTok, right? I was doing just regular content, daily news, this, that, and the other. Then you get into a beef with some people, and it sort of takes over your content. But I want to be very clear. This isn't just some high school internet beef. There is a actual reason behind it. I really believe, and I'm not just saying this, I really believe that there is a dangerous uh, network that could be infiltrating the right, and I want to do everything that I can to shine a light on it. Now, let's say that that's not true. Let's say it's not some crazy conspiracy theory. What is true is it doesn't matter. Andrew Tate and Alina Habba side by side. When Alina Habba goes, "I'm a big fan," is probably the
That's a
it's
problem.
probably the worst fucking screenshot or soundbite that we could possibly have right now.
Yeah,
Right? So
definitely.
one way or another, my ultimate goal of just trying to do whatever I can to shine a light on Andrew Tate will at least be it'll at least be that. But when I was going after Tate for that, it sort of tied in this theory that I had about all of these. We called them the woke right, right? The woke right, which is essentially the conservatives that are in the social media space that, for some reason, after October 7th, just started screaming about Jews. So
Yeah. I don't know. Like on cue in
out of
unison.
nowhere, right? It was
Yeah.
almost like they got freaking marching orders. I'm gonna fix your box because you have changed your position, Shawn. You are now fixed. Your box is actually you're still OCD is gonna drive me crazy. There we go. Shawn has a
Okay.
Shawn has a nice, tight, neat box now. Shawn is also
Oh,
getting over a cold or a flu or COVID
we're getting
or
there. We're
the
getting there. Yeah.
China virus.
Because
But yeah,
China, it could have been who knows what virus this came from. Could be the
we're
Russia virus
were
now. I
you
have no idea.
expecting actually hold on, let me finish my thought because I'm gonna get over it. We're not gonna talk about it the whole fucking night. But yeah, like I was saying, to wrap up, right? If you see me attacking people, if you see me going after somebody that you might be like, oh, I like that creator. It doesn't mean I'm attacking them or even insinuating that they're bad people. Like, I just went after Viva Frey. I'm not saying that Viva Frey is like a fucking pedophile or a sex trafficker or anything. If you guys don't draw any conclusions to anything that I'm doing, my mind works in a very weird way. All I'm doing is making connections, and in order to do it, what I do is I poke these people to sort of see their reaction. So I'm very publicly doing research, if that makes sense. I'm sort of doing research that you guys can all watch, right? Like with Alex Rosen. Alex Rosen, I was like, I text Shawn and I told him, I go, I'm gonna do this like this bench press challenge because I want to see if he actually supports Andrew Tate. because I'm like putting this connection in. I'm like, okay, all these anti-Jew, anti-Israel people seem to all be in the same little clique. You got Alex Rosen took Valentina Gomez on one of his pedophile stings. All right, so that's the connection. And you got him and Nick Fuentes and Myron Gaines and everybody's sort of commenting on each other's posts and being buddy buddy. And sure, maybe it's just some little internet clique. But I'm like, Andrew Tate kind of ties this whole fucking thing together, doesn't he? Because there's screenshots of him of people talking about how he pays them, right? Dr. Lupus, one of that chick with the bad plastic surgery, she's like, Andrew Tate paid my bills after Elon Musk banned my or took my income, took her check mark. There's all sorts of weird shit. And you get into the whole conspiracy theorist realm, and everyone knows how much I hate that. So
Yes.
everyone knows how much I hate that. And I don't want to look like the dude who's putting the yarn all over
Charlie
Charlie
Day, right? With
Day.
the
Yeah.
yarn
I
wall.
don't want to
Yeah.
be the yarn wall guy. So what I do is I make entertaining, funny content that is sort of clapbacks. And these people, they kind of reveal shit to me when I do that. And also, when I make this public content, I will get a bunch of people who have already done the yarn work, and they'll message me shit. It's literally, I can tell them what I'm doing, and it won't matter. I could say it out loud right now. They could be watching this, and they could be like, "He's on to us." If it is a thing, it might not be a thing, but if it is a thing, and it doesn't matter. So that's the whole point. So that's to wrap that up. And what was I about to say? I forgot what I was about to say. But moving on, we have the weekly breakdown. I only have two screenshots because your fucking boxes. Now I gotta fix. I gotta for the second time to for the second time tonight.
Yeah, there's something weird going on with the stream right now. I think it's been freezing and kind of. I don't even know what's happening
Um.
right
Oh
now.
yeah, my CPU is definitely low. Well, you know what we can do? We can get rid of the YouTube chat. Bye. We can get rid of.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, look at my box. I'm
Oh
tiny in
yeah,
this
you
little thing.
are.
I see it on there right now. A little teeny
Yep,
tiny
you are a
box.
tiny, tiny box, Shawn. And for the second time tonight, I'm going to play with your box. We are going to play with we're going to play with Shawn's box right now.
I feel like I'm in an Andrew Tate video.
Yeah. Volume is decent. Um yeah. What was I saying? I forgot. It's been a long
Well, you're
fucking.
talking about playing with my box,
I
but
am. I am playing with.
we don't need
Oh
to go down
yeah.
that
So
road.
I just got rid of I just got rid of that. I got rid of this. We got Skype going. I think the only applications I have open now are Rumble and OBS. So I think we should be good.
Gotcha.
That should clear it up.
Should be good.
Um, yeah, volume is good. Perfect. So, thank you. Are you wild? You look new. We have actually been bringing in some new people. Because of this whole, drama on X, my page has blown up. I've gotten, I don't know, like 15,000 new followers in like a week, or 12,000 new followers in a week. So, hopefully this channel will start blowing up because this is the only channel I care about actually growing. The other ones grow, but this is the only one I want to grow. So, it's fucking explain that to me. The reason I want this one to grow is because it's easy. It's something I can keep on a schedule. It's like I know I'm supposed to do it.
Right. Right.
If I would love to put down the phone, and I'm going back to work, so I'm not going to be able to be on X and Instagram all day. But this channel, it's kind of like I do the show and I fuck off, which is awesome.
Well, and not for nothing, but Rumble is probably the best free speech
It's the
platform in terms
I
of
said
actual free
I said it
speech.
earlier. I
You
said
know?
it this morning. I go, the only real free speech platform is Rumble, because
Yeah.
as much as I like how much Elon Musk has improved Twitter, it is much.
Oh, it's not perfect.
It's definitely still kind of fucking gay. It's like he still bans.
There's trigger
Yeah, he still
words
bans
and
people.
there's
You can't
bans.
say faggot, like, and I don't want to say faggot, but some people want to say it, and it's technically free speech, and your post is
Right.
visibility. I can't I posted a kill not too long ago for when I went hunting. I shot 3 deer, and I posted just the deer, like it wasn't a bloody mess or anything, and sensitivity warning. Like, come on.
Oh,
Come
please.
on. It's hunting. It's natural.
Come on.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Somebody actually got at me about that. They said something about, oh, you shot a fucking poor defenseless deer, and I was like, if God didn't want us to eat them, he wouldn't have made them dumb and delicious. They are the
That's
they are the dumbest fucking animal. I am only 80 yards. I'm 80 yards away in a shack, and there's a big metal machine that spits out corn, and the deer can't go, oh, that's a trap. That's definitely a trap. Like, no, they're dumb and delicious. I'm eating them. Sorry. And it's actually very humane the way I do it. I shoot with a rifle. I don't bow hunt. Nothing against bow hunters. I just don't personally. I think you're fucking shoot. If you miss with a bow, right? That thing is probably just stabbed and it's walking around with a fucking arrow in it.
yeah.
You
Yeah, it
miss with a
hurts.
rifle.
Yeah.
You miss with a rifle, it's gonna die no matter what. I mean, you'd have to really miss. Um,
Yeah, and I like hunting, and the thing about it is, I don't love the trophy hunter who kills
no,
just hanging on the
no,
wall
I
and let the meat go to
yep.
waste. Like eat the animal,
They
you know what I
well
mean?
a
And
lot.
and because deer is delicious,
Yeah,
I
a
love
lot of
venison.
trophy hunters will still eat the animal, but
No, I
well,
agree. I'm not those people. I don't really have a problem
yeah.
with. It's the ones that simply kill and then discard the
Oh
meat
yeah, fuck those people.
just to yeah,
I think that
that's
might even be illegal. Like I think that you have to
in
take the
in
meat.
yeah. I think that's poaching. I
Yeah, it's
think,
poaching.
or not poaching, but
You have to, under
it's
Texas law,
borderline.
you have to make a reasonable attempt to track. So if you shoot an animal and you don't know if you hit it or not, you have to reasonable attempt to track. Like you have to really look for it. You have to look for a blood trail.
Right.
I've missed before. It happens. You get excited and you go and you look around the feeder. You don't see any blood. You look for hoofs. You go and you walk. You do it for about 45 minutes. But yeah, the people that shoot just for trophy and they don't even want the meat, so they give it away. Fuck you. You know, I, and I don't even like the people. I mean, it's not that I don't like them. You're fine. But the people that literally go after like fucking 10 point, 12 point bucks that are like just I'm only going to hunt it because it's a trophy and the meat is a bonus. I'm I am not a hunter. I am a grocery shopper. Right? I shoot to eat. I don't hunt for sport. Sports hunting, whatever, it's fine. But if you I am eating. I do math. I have 350 pounds of meat. This season, I spent about $1,550. So what I do is I take the total amount of meat that I got, which was 350 pounds. You divide it. I got
Right.
my venison for 440 a pound. That's fucking.
That's not
That's
bad.
really
Yeah.
good. I got my
Yeah.
whole harvest this year, which my fucking freezer is quite literally full. Like I cannot fit another steak in it. Um, yeah, for 350 pounds of meat. If you eat a pound of meat a day, you gotta.
You're almost through. You're basically through the
Yeah,
year. Yeah, almost.
exactly,
You're 15 days short of the year,
exactly.
so
So
not
so for
bad.
1,500 bucks for if I eat a whole pound of venison a day, which I don't. I eat venison every day, but I got a backstrap defrosted on the counter. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's probably going to last me through next year. I would probably have some venison left over next year when I go hunting. That's what you want to do with a harvest. So, but anyway, weekly breakdown. Only have two slides because this morning I was having technical difficulties, but one of them was from this should be from last Thursday. And this was special counsel Jack Smith says in final report that he could have convicted Donald Trump. Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm glad. Thanks.
Dude,
What was he supposed to say?
he could have if I wasn't appointed unconstitutionally and I didn't fabricate a whole bunch of evidence, I totally could have done it, guys. It's like what
Yeah.
what do you mean you could have? You
Wow.
could have. This is just like Biden saying I could have beat Trump. No, you fucking couldn't have.
Right.
That's why you left.
Well, I could have I could have stayed
Yeah.
dry if I didn't jump into that
Yeah.
pool. Like it was
I could
just
have
like a
I could have
cheese.
had a bigger dick if my mom just fucked a black guy. But no, she fucked my dad. She fucked my dad and he gave me this fat, short, tiny
Oh,
Italian dick. It's like that's what happened. It's like,
You can't make me laugh right now. It's just... oh my gosh. Okay,
fucking,
we're good.
I'm just kidding,
We're gonna
guys.
make it.
It's average. I'm just kidding. Uh, oh my god. Yeah, so yeah, Jack, what do you think, Shawn? Do you think that Trump, let's get back to full screen. You think that Trump's gonna do it? You think he's gonna go and fucking indict these people? I think he will. I
Well,
think
I think I
I
think
think
uh
some of them are
I
fucked.
think he wants to.
Yeah.
I think he wants to. I think it really will come down to uh, whether Pam Bondi is going to want to push the envelope that far.
Yeah.
And she didn't really. So here's the thing: she didn't really give an answer
Mhm.
on that today during her hearing.
Mhm.
If she was dead set against it, she may have well just come out and said, "Listen,
I'm not gonna.
I'm not interested in relitigating the
Yeah.
past. I'm interested in." She didn't say
Yeah.
that. So, look, what do I want to happen? I want what she said she's going to do. One standard of justice for
Correct.
everybody. We're not going to go after people in search of crimes. We're going to go after crimes in search of
Mhm.
people. We know there were crimes
Yeah.
committed. Look at Liz
Yeah.
Cheney. You look at Benny Thompson, January 6th committee, Jack Smith,
Yeah.
etc. We know there were crimes committed.
Mershon, I think
Okay,
Mershon, I truly believe.
Mershon.
I mean,
Oh, that's got to be because
that
that's
one
see
has to.
that's a really dangerous
That,
person.
that you
Yeah,
have to go after Mershon specifically, because if you let that go, right, that means you're sending a message to all corrupt judges throughout the entire country.
that they can do that
Yeah. So that
exactly,
has to happen. And
exactly.
look, the media is gonna say it's lawfare. The media is, but it doesn't matter. It's not about the imaging anymore. It's
No,
about the corrupt judges that are strewn throughout this country, and there's just so many of them, and we don't know where they are. And if you don't know where they are, this is what you need to do: throw Mershon behind bars so they look at it and they go, "Fuck." For at
right.
least for the next 4 years, we better be careful, because we know that George Soros. It's not a secret that George Soros funded a bunch of judges, prosecutors, racists. It was open about it.
Not yeah,
So
yeah.
there's these DAs and there's these prosecutors and there's these judges that are essentially in the pocket of George Soros, who is, I think, evil incarnate, right? So you gotta go after the easy target, which is Mershon. He violated so many fucking rules and laws and codes of conduct. At least you gotta hit him.
Ethics. Think about it. I mean, you cannot be on that case as the judge when your
Your daughter.
daughter is working for Kamala Harris and Adam Schiff. Like, this is not a conspiracy. Oh, well, it's his daughter's husband's company and she's
Yeah.
not really.
Yeah.
She
Fuck.
runs authentic
Yep. Fuck.
campaigns. Like, that is her
Hmm.
company. That's what she
Yeah.
does. And her client is Kamala
Yeah, we
Harris.
we put up with all the gaslighting shit for way too
Uh,
long, where it's like, don't believe your lying eyes and ears. No, 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 fuck you. Like Shawn, I love this saying. I use it all the time, and Shawn's the one that started it. Ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. We're
I love it's my favorite phrase.
we have to at least hit the top players. I get it. There are gonna be people that did a bunch of shady shit and got away with it, but we have to hit the
Hmm.
top players. It has to happen, right? Jack Smith, Mershon, I would say probably Letitia James, maybe Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis is low hanging fruit, though, right? It's like maybe not.
I don't even see. Here's the thing. I'm not even sure we're going to have to go after
I think
Fannie because Georgia may handle
that's
that
what I'm saying. I
themselves.
don't think you need to. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. But yeah, there was some real shady shit. And then I really think, and I don't know. I honestly, I'm starting to think Trump might not do this. I think Biden. I think you should. Right? Trump might not see it like that. Trump might see it like
He
he might see
probably
it like he did with
see, and
Hillary
that might
Clinton.
be one of the guys, right? Where you mentioned we know of people who did a bunch of shady
Hmm.
crap. That doesn't you know, and Trump may come at it and give him sympathy.
He
You know,
might.
he's 80 something. He doesn't even know where he
Yeah, he
is.
might.
You know, he's already been, you know, and think of it this way. Maybe this is why Robert Hur said this and why it was put in there, but he wasn't deemed mentally fit to stand trial. So can Biden then point to that and not even stand trial? Would it be, you know what I
You know what
mean?
might be a good move? What might be a good move is to indict him, right? And then after like a week, pardon him, right? Just like indict him and pardon him, just so it's on record. Just be like, Trump,
Right. So like here's like you've been
yep,
indicted and I'm
I'm gonna step in.
right.
It would actually be a
Right.
genius move if you think about it, right? Because he would basically be debunking all the Trump is going to go after his political opponents thing, right? Because like if Pam Bondi goes, hey, we found crimes, like here's the indictment,
Right.
release the official indictment with all the charges and all the evidence, and then Trump comes in and goes, you know what? I don't think this country needs another public spectacle. Biden's old. I'm going to pardon him. Pardons him, and then it goes away. But it makes Trump look like a fucking hero.
Right. It makes him look compassionate,
Yeah.
you know, and he doesn't have to really preserve his image in that way. You know, I don't know how the base would handle that. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like the real, you know, intense, passionate wing of the base would be like, no, it's
Yeah.
weak. But optics wise, strategy wise,
But
you
think
know,
about
maybe
think about long
is
game.
there something that he can is there? Well, I mean, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I think it would look
In the
really
history in
it would be a great kind of
the
like
history books would
troll
but the
move, and
history books would
Trump
fucking
showed
write it.
Biden more compassion than Biden showed Trump,
Yeah, I
and
think
you
that would
know
be
the whole
I think that
thing.
would be a good move. I don't know though, you know. It's gonna listen, it's all going to play out the way it's going to play out. Here's something that I know is going to happen and we have to do it. Trump needs to do two things. One of them you already know. The other one is like just the right is sort of thinking about it. But shutting down the fucking border immediately, right? And fixing that. That's
100%.
that's
Yeah.
day one issue. I think the other day one issue that is the most important issue is the election integrity shit. If we don't fix and stop the cheating by 2022, they will
26, you mean?
no. Oh, sorry, 26. Yeah, I'm
2022. Yeah.
sorry. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. 2 years. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I just had PTSD. I was like, no. No, 2026. If we don't fix it in 2 years, they will steal the midterms. It's going to happen. So what he needs to do is focus on prosecuting the election fraud of 2020 and 2024, proving it as fast as possible, which will which will give uh, credibility to election reform. So that's going to be a hit the gas right away. You have to do it right away issue because we don't have 4 years to fix the election. We only have two. If the
Well, and you know what else may be a day one issue is the Save Act,
yeah,
right? That where you need to be a U.S. citizen,
uh
provide
huh,
proof of citizenship. So everyone that well, you already have to be a citizen, yes, but you are not required in some states to provide proof of
correct.
citizenship. In Arizona, you can just check off a box and sign your
Yeah.
name and say yes, I'm a citizen. You can't vote in state elections, but you get a federal only ballot, which means president, Congress, Senate, right?
Well,
So you
it's
know,
weird. It's weird how
you can't.
I looked it up. I looked it up in my own state, right? What do I do? How do I vote if I don't have an ID? Right? And they said bring an electric bill. And I'm like, for me. I'm
Mm,
like, wait a minute. So if I don't have a fucking ID, you're telling me I can walk down there with a fucking with Comcast and shit? Like no. And it's true. It's
mm.
true. You just need basically proof that you're a resident, right? And that's got to change. It's got to be
Yeah, that
it
has to
has to
change.
be
That's it's way too
yeah.
easy, and that's the problem. I understand that these states want to. They don't want to look like, oh, you know, you're making it hard for people to vote. But I got to be honest, it should be hard to an extent
Mhm.
to vote. Like it should not just be. You should not. I'm not saying if
Well,
you're a registered voter, you have to jump through hoops, but
it should be
like
easy to vote, hard to cheat.
yes, and it should be not difficult to register, but it
Yeah.
shouldn't be like, oh, tell me, show me that you're paying an electric
Yeah.
bill and you can come vote in the state of
It's really
Texas,
so
or
it
wherever it
really
might be, right? It's
it
crazy.
really truly is as simple as mass voter ID, where you literally print up and you give away a free fucking identification card to every citizen,
Sure,
and then
easy, very simple.
you just send them out to everyone, and you go, this is the only thing you can bring with you. You don't even have, like, you have everybody, and you have every registered voter's information, right? So if you're a registered voter, you have their information. How much does the fucking plastic cost? All right, 5 cents.
Yeah,
All right, I don't care if it costs 100 billion. Do it. Just fucking do it. We just
that's fine. Take the money out of the
Yep.
Ukraine budget and print it for we have. We don't
What
have
is
it,
it?
but apparently we have it. So you just go ahead and
Jeez.
do it.
I'm
Redirect the
gonna look
money.
this up right now. Okay. How many registered voters in America? Grok. What is Grok gonna tell me? Um, there are 161.42 million, right? So 161.42 million. I guarantee you the fucking plastic to make those IDs doesn't cost more than $1. All right, so it's $162 million plus the envelopes and the fucking, and I'm sure that they'll bill it out for $1 billion, but I don't fucking care. You send out
Right,
you
right, right.
send out an ID to every single registered voter without even fucking asking them.
Oh,
You just send them the plastic card. You go, this is you. We know it's you. We know you live here. And then you say, this is the only thing that you can bring with you. You like no, and if you don't bring it, right, then you can use your give them a backup option, right? If you don't have this when you show up, you can use a state issued ID, right? But those are
well, it should be this, right? Any government issued photo
exactly,
identification is
yeah,
valid. Okay. And then for anybody because the argument has always been, well, not everybody
yeah.
has a
Black
driver's
people don't know how
license
to
or
get
this.
them. Yeah,
Okay.
just send them
So
up.
every registered
Send them up.
voter gets a
Yep.
government issued voter ID. It's not
Send out
hard,
all
right?
161
So
million. Fucking send them.
I could use my driver's license if I want, but I could also use the one that these guys send
Yep.
me. And that's the point. So if you don't have any other form of identification, now you do.
Exactly.
Period.
Period. Period. We just fixed it. We just fixed it, guys. I don't know why this is so
We
difficult.
fixed it in like 5 minutes. It's not
All
hard.
right.
You know why? Because they don't want to
No, I
fix
know.
it. They want to
I know.
cheat. You know.
Yeah, Elon just posted about it. He goes, the only argument against voter ID is fraud. Hunter Biden special counsel dings President Joe Biden over pardon. So it looks like Robert Hur was bitching about Joe Biden pardoning his son. Why didn't you fucking arrest him then, you dickhead? You had the fucking opportunity.
Mm.
Oh shit! I just did something because I was getting the dust off my mousey. Um, do do do. Yeah, we're not even gonna bother with that one. Wildfires. Yes, let's talk about California. All right. So, homeless illegal immigrants started those fires. That's, or at least continued,
Yeah, the one
or at least
guy, one of them in
at bare minimum, they continued lighting them after a natural fire started.
right. Well, the Kenneth fire, there was that guy who was arrested was confirmed to be an illegal
Yeah,
alien from Mexico. He was walking around with a
yeah,
blowtorch. Now he has not been charged with arson,
yeah.
but that's because California is,
Sanctuary. Yeah,
ridiculous. But what else are you doing with a
yeah.
blowtorch? What are you doing? What are you doing with a
Fucking is heating up his food. I
blowtorch?
guess I don't know. Like, well,
Ay, ay,
Well, they
ay.
also
Like, what are we doing?
they literally have been catching people starting the fires. I saw a video today where some guy walks over with a jug of water and pours it, and he's looking at the guy and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, it's like, you're
Yeah.
starting a
That
fire.
was actually, I saw that video. I saw that was actually that wasn't these fires. This was maybe a year or two
Okay.
ago that video is from. But
But
still,
still,
I mean, if it happened then, it's probably
it
happening
shows
now.
that people
Yeah,
do it. Yeah. It's funny because, like,
sure.
I think that homeless, like, people don't realize that homeless people, let's say the fire started naturally for whatever reason, right? Homeless people, they're probably like jealous of all of these people with their houses, and they're like, I'll start a fire here and I want to make more of it burn because fucking fuck you. If I'm homeless, you're going to be homeless too.
So are
Yeah,
you,
like,
right?
dude, the homeless people here, they throw those fucking scooters in the river. They really do. They take the scooters. They take I live across the street from the fucking river, right? The Riverwalk, San Antonio is right across the street. It starts, and people all the time, they will see a homeless person chucking one of those fucking scooters over a bridge. They just do it. I don't know why they do it. They're fucking crazy homeless people. They're just like, they're
That's
like,
it.
you know what, you fucking people. And oh, they're probably like, I sleep on the sidewalk. You ride these on the sidewalk, so I'm gonna throw it in the river. But they're the
Right.
homeless people
Yeah.
aren't. Listen, I'm not. I was homeless. Okay, I was homeless for a short period of time. So not all homeless people. I'm not talking about all homeless people, but I'm talking about some homeless people when I say that the reason they're homeless is because they're fucking insane people, right? Like they're
Sure.
sometimes the reason they're homeless is because they throw scooters in a lake because they don't like the fact that people have them, or they set people's houses on fire because a wildfire is like a mile up the road. So yeah, regardless of how it started, we can move on from that. It would not be as devastating as it is if it wasn't for Democrat leadership. I think that most people, even Democrats, are saying that. They're like Karen Bass with the fucking taking away funding and the LGBT fucking let's paint the fucking fire truck instead of making sure these people are qualified. The
Well, did you
fire
hear the other one too? There's over 100 fire trucks now that have been,
is turned away.
kind of tied
Yeah.
up. That no, the that are under repair that have not been
Oh,
fixed.
that too.
They're just
Oh,
sitting there.
California. Oh, I thought you meant the one. There was some a report that
The ones from
yeah, there was a
Oregon.
report that the ones from Oregon, they were like, we don't want you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, so there's all
It's,
sorts of weird, shady shit going on with this. And
that happened in New York. That happened in New York during we had some really bad weather in August of
mm-hmm.
2020 over that summer. A massive power outage. There was a tropical storm came up and it knocked out power all over Long Island and in parts of New York. And because of COVID, all these out of state linesmen came to New York to help restore our
Mm-hmm.
power, which was great. That happens all the time. People from Pennsylvania and New Jersey, these linesmen, these power guys came into New York to help us turn our lights back on. And because of Andrew Cuomo's COVID restrictions, they weren't allowed to work.
Hmm.
So they just sat here and they just sat in the parking lots of shopping malls while our lights were off and people were sweltering in the heat because it was hot in the middle of August. Because apparently, going up in the bucket trucks, you can get COVID from the trees and the power lines. I mean, because the job sites were having too many people on them. It was just,
Yeah,
but that happened, and that's what it
it's
is, red
fucking
tape. It's
it's so fucking
nonsense.
wild, man. It's just it's just so the amount of incompetence, right? The fire hydrants running out of water, right? The fucking
That's
it
inexcusable when you live next to the
not
ocean. I'm sorry.
and then when you yeah, when you say you're like Trump has said it multiple times, rake the forest, right? And then people will like laugh at him for these statements and take them out of context. But he's right, like listen, if there's a bunch of dead brush, it's
You
going to
have to
catch
clean the
on.
deadfall.
Yeah,
You have
it's
to.
they
We're
do
not,
this
no,
in
nobody's saying you have to pick up every leaf, but
yeah,
you
that's
have
not
to
yeah.
get rid of the deadfall.
People are thinking it's
It's a,
like people are looking at it like it's a big front yard where it's like you really want to do no, it's you take the big stuff out.
right.
Anyway, there's here's how you know it's California's fault. All right? Because there aren't a bunch of fires throughout the world every year in certain places, and it's not a recurring thing. It's only happening here, right? It's like Canada is right above it. Okay, it's literally right above Oregon, right above it, and they don't have the same problem with the same like I get it, California's colder and there's going to be a million excuses and you'll say that's a false equivalency, but there is somewhere in the world that has a similar climate and they don't have this problem is what I'm trying to say. And then
Yep.
when I hear, "Oh, you don't understand this time it was the wind." Well, you know what? Chicago's not on fire, motherfucker. So like I don't know. There's like you can give me every excuse in the book as to why it happened, but this is just like when they try to tell you that crime is down when you're seeing it with your own eyes. You're seeing all
Right.
the crime and they're like it's actually not happening. No, it really is. Don't believe your lying eyes and ears is getting really fucking old because they really want you to be dumb, but people aren't dumb. That's the best part of
No.
people.
Yeah, I
The
mean, Jared Paulus tried this in Colorado when Trende Arago was taking over apartment complexes, and he called it imaginary. Like,
yeah,
no, we're not dreaming it up. There's a video of these people in the complex.
yeah,
We can see it.
yeah.
You
There's like
know,
no, that's not happening. No, no,
it's
no,
the
no.
same
We
thing. I mean, it's and the same. Look, the left does it, but everybody
yeah,
does it. I mean, go back
yeah,
to Tate for a second, where they're like,
yeah,
no, he's not. He's not trafficking girl. He's admitting he called a
uh,
15-year-old a whore on camera.
yeah.
What is? If
Well,
that's not trafficking, then someone's like, no, that's not
he
trafficking, and
says
that's not pedophile. I said, okay, if you saw Bill Clinton, right? Say to a 15-year-old on camera, show everybody your tattoo, and what does it
yeah,
mean? It means you're my whore.
yeah.
You would accuse him of human trafficking.
Well, you know what I
Okay?
did? You know what I didn't know until I just started doing this whole deep dive. Um, Pimping is trafficking. Okay, that's what it
Yes.
is, right? Pimping is trafficking. If you are a pimp, you are trafficking women. Okay, every time. Tate calls himself a pimp in like 50 fucking videos.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. So hold on, hold on. So if you just there's your smoking gun. Okay? He got charged with human trafficking and he's on camera throughout 10 years over like 50 videos going, I pimp this person. I am her pimp. This is one of my hosts. I am a pimp. Pimp, 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 pimp. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. This is not lawfare. They're actually just charging him with the crimes that he admitted to on
Uh,
camera. It's like, but
yeah.
you're right, dude. The people that are denial is very powerful, by the way. So
Extremely.
I'm still trying to give everyone, including Viva Frey. I know I made a video about him, but I explained it earlier. Okay, I'm not saying that Viva Frey is a bad guy. I'm not saying that Alex Rosen is a bad guy. I'm not saying that about any of these people. What I'm doing is making connections to show a network. That's all I'm doing. But the people that are defending him, if I'm right on this quote conspiracy theory, some people are defending him because he's paying them. That's all. But there are so many other people that are defending him because they're in denial. They are just in denial. They are like, I'm a fan of his. People are very tribal. He's built up a very big tribe, right? You don't want to admit that the person that you looked up to is actually a huge piece of shit. So you justify, you rationalize, right? That's what's going on in the vast majority of Tate defenders, right?
Yes.
It's just like me. I heard this stuff before. I dismissed it before. You probably the same way. It wasn't until I saw him next to Alina Haba that I went, nope, no. And I think I even was talking about it before that, actually. I don't know. I can't remember what moment it was. I think it was when I saw the video of the girl getting hit with the belt. Um, not the one, not the one, the,
It was before Alina
yeah, it
Hava, and I'll
was.
tell you why. Because last Wednesday we talked about it
That's
also,
true.
and we actually opened it, and you said, because you were taking
Yeah.
some heat. How could you only be seeing this now,
Yeah, yeah,
right? That
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
No, it was. I
and
can't
it's like,
remember.
well,
I don't
I
know.
don't follow. But that was before
Yeah.
he went on
You're
Benny
right. You're
Johnson,
right. So
you know.
what the fuck? How I don't know.
So
I can't honestly, I can't remember how I woke up on this.
I think you just started. I don't know, but from what I thought happened was that you kind of just it popped up on your feed
Yeah, I
and
wasn't
it
working. That's why.
something clicked
Yeah,
and you were just
I
like,
wasn't working. Yeah,
oh,
that's why.
oh,
You know what?
yeah,
You know why? You know
yeah.
why I finally saw it? And this is this isn't making excuses for people, but I have had 3 weeks off of work. Do you have any idea how busy I am when I'm working? I am a busy fuck when I'm working. I am online a lot, but I'm working while I'm doing it. I grab my phone, I do a thing, I put the phone down, I go back to work. I'm taking smoke breaks for social media most of the time, right? What I've been doing the past 3 weeks is I have been sitting on my phone, right? I've literally just been sitting on. I can only clean my house so many fucking times. I go to the gym. That the gym only takes 2 hours, right? Um, like, and what the cooking and watching TV. Yeah, I've been on my phone quite a bit. So this time, when I was sitting around doing nothing, somebody sent me an Andrew Tate thing, and instead of just dismissing it like I'm busy, that's probably bullshit. It's probably lawfare. Instead of doing that, I actually watched it and I actually read what was going on, and I was like, "Oh shit, this guy
Right.
really is a bad guy." And once I see abuse of women, it sets something off in me. I don't know what it is. My father was never abusive to my mother, um, but I've always had that protector instinct. One time I saw a guy push his girlfriend one time at the bar, and I knocked him out, and she got mad at me. She got mad at me. She got up off the ground like, what the fuck? And I go, he just fucking hit you. I did fuck. What are you talking about? And she goes,
Right.
she pushes me away, and I'm like, fine, fuck you too. Pick up your boyfriend. But I've always had that. I've always had that. I don't know. It's just you don't hit women, and that was it. So it's so funny. I had people that were like, this was the thing that set you off, not his comments about genocide. And I'm like, yeah, people are allowed to have their opinions about Palestine. Like they really are. And no matter how ignorant or stupid you are, and no matter how much I disagree with you, that is not the same thing as hitting fucking women.
No.
Then I find out that the girl was 15 and it layered I go, I was pissed off when I thought it was an adult. I,
Right.
I
Right.
was
Right.
absolutely furious when I thought that that was an adult female. And then it just got worse and worse and worse, and we're down rabbit holes. And then as we talked about, and then I go, wait, now I'm making some connections to Andrew Tate and the dickheads that I've been talking shit about for the past year. The fucking woke conservatives, the woke right, whatever, the anti-Jew woke, the Nick Fuenteses and all of them. And I made all the connections, and now I'm like, motherfucker, get me my yarn. I'm gonna clear off a wall over here, and I'm gonna start fucking pegboarding and everything. It's a fucking nightmare. Can't wait to go. Can't wait to go back to work because I'm gonna have way less time for this. But anyway, let's get to the next one. We got wildfires. What else do we have on the docket? This would be from yesterday. More wildfires. Um, Oh wait, maybe this was from last week. Yeah, maybe we just went through anyway. Jimmy Carter honored with state funeral before burial in Georgia hometown. So yeah, Jimmy Carter. You know what the thing about Jimmy Carter is? I said something complimentary about him, and my followers were like mad at me. I was and I think it's because I have a lot of pro-Israel people, and he was like pro-terrorist. I think he was responsible for a
Yeah,
lot of
he
he
was.
was responsible for a lot of conflict. And I was like, listen, guys, I go, he did a lot of work with for Humanity. He was fucking the way I remember Jimmy Carter. I was born in 1985. So the way I remember Jimmy Carter was a former president that was a shitty president that made shitty policy decisions. He was horrible. And I'm sure that some 40-year-old headline you can look at it and try to put it in today's context, but the way my brain works is I go, I wasn't there, so I don't really know. And I don't trust headlines from last week. So I'm not going to make a judgment call based off a 40-year-old fucking headline because fake news has been around
Right.
this entire time. So rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. You stuck around long enough to see that you were not the worst president in history. So good for you. And then
Yeah.
And then this is a good one. This is something that we should definitely talk about because this is one of the few things that me and Shawn disagree on. Why the Supreme Court is likely to side against 170 million TikTok users. So, you know how I feel. I am anti TikTok. I think get it the fuck out of here. Um, what do you think about this ban that's coming up? What is it?
I think the
Sunday?
Supreme Court's making the I think the Supreme Court is making the right decision
Yeah,
constitutionally because um, you're not taking away anybody's freedom of speech by banning the app.
correct.
Um, I just think what you're doing, I will always think this that the government could set a precedent to start banning anything else they don't
Mm-hmm.
like and draw connections that may not be
Mm-hmm.
there, whereas there are connections, clear connections between TikTok and China.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe the Supreme Court is making the right decision if they side in favor of the ban in terms of the constitutionality
Mm-hmm.
of the ban. I don't think it's ever been in question. I don't think the ban is
Mm-hmm.
unconstitutional. I don't think it's wise from a precedent
Mm-hmm.
standpoint. We're talking about national security, fine. From a precedent standpoint, I don't like
Yeah,
it.
your yeah
Um,
your
but
argument is
but
slippery
but
slope.
exactly. But the Supreme Court, I think they're making the right decision. I think there's nothing unconstitutional about the bill. I just don't like the
Yeah,
bill.
yeah,
you
no,
know, that's it. And now Trump apparently is weighing an executive
yeah.
order to stand in the way of the ban,
Hmm.
which
If he's
that's interesting now.
here's my thoughts on that. If Trump is standing in the way of the TikTok thing and keeping it with China, I will be giving Trump a lot of shit. Right? I'm a big Trump guy, but you can't do that. He I don't people don't understand the dangers of that app. It's not about data stealing. It is a mind control device. It's a psyop. And I think that people are in Trump's ear. And this is what I'm worried about. I'm worried about him repeating his past mistakes, right? If there are people in his ear playing to his, um, for lack of a better word, narcissism, right? Where he's like, if people are like, you're so big on TikTok and TikTok is going to be so useful to get your message out and everybody loves you on TikTok, and he's a of it so that Kevin Leary can buy it. Now that's genius. That's a genius move. Um, because if TikTok, basically, I want TikTok banned for many reasons, but if it's not banned, it just needs to be American, right? Because even if it's not banned, it's still going to be 20% China. So I think it should just be banned. But if Kevin O'Leary buys it or Elon Musk buys it, and that's what Trump is really trying to do, then that's a smart move because it is a really big name. It's a big platform, and if it's a conservative friendly platform, then I'll jump back on it. It's just about if it's as is, TikTok stays. That is the worst thing that we could possibly do because they're not just data stealing. They're control. The prime example is letters to a letter to America from
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden, right? That's the best analogy I can give you. TikTok had the youth of America, a huge portion of them, 75 million potential users, thinking that Osama bin Laden was a good guy. And if you can do that, then that's dangerous for this country. And it's what think about it. That happened right before I think October 7th. And then you have these radicalized kids who are putting on kafiyas. Be-
I think Letters to America happened
did it?
after 10
Maybe.
7. Yeah.
Either way, you have a TikTok trend of putting on
But either way, it's
you have
disgusting.
these kids putting on
Yeah.
kafiyas, right? Where they're literally putting on Palestinian garb and standing with the people. They're fucking terrorists. 80% plus voted for Hamas, knowing Hamas was a terrorist organization. The people of Palestine are not good people. Are there good people in Palestine? Yes. But if you speak in a generalization, they are not good people, right? Most of them want you dead. They don't like America. They don't like you. They don't like the LGBTQ community. You show up there, they would throw you off a fucking roof, right? We can't have an app that can influence that many people in that way with that type of algorithm, which is insane. They've studied it. They've studied the algorithm. If China sells TikTok, they will not sell the algorithm. That should tell you something.
That they're not selling the
They
algorithm.
have they have
They're
they're
not.
refusing to sell that algorithm because they know that if somebody bought that algorithm, they would know what they've been doing. And what they're doing is insane. The way they are controlling people's minds is insane.
Apparently millions of people have downloaded a
Red,
like a
yeah,
knockoff of TikTok, Red Note.
Red Note,
Yeah,
and it's fucking Chinese owned. How stupid are you people?
it's the same thing.
You got
Yeah.
Nick Fuentes, and guess who's fucking promoting it already? Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is like, oh, hey, join me over on Red Note. That guy's a fucking fed. All right, I'm fucking calling it. He's a fucking fed.
Well, he can't be America first and then join a Chinese app.
He literally,
Just, that's, you know.
the kid is he's that whole crew is just a bunch of walking contradictions. Like Alex Rosen, I pointed out today on my show. I went through the past 24 hours of my feed, and you scroll down to that challenge from Alex, and then I had the screenshot of Tristan Tate, and the screenshot, I'm going to pull it up. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it live. We're going to do this again. Cuz I don't know if you heard, I know I sent you this, but I don't know if you heard it out loud. Um these tweets from Tristan Tate in 2021, right? When Drake Bell from Nickelodeon's Drake and Josh, he was charged with sex crimes against a minor. Tristan Tate, just 3-ish years ago, said, leave him alone. 15 is legal in most civilized countries.
Oh, I did. Yes, you did send me that. I did see
Yeah.
this. Yeah. And you were like, dude, you're not.
Yeah.
It still doesn't
Yeah.
look good.
Bro, you realize that the age, all right. So the age of consent, right, is 18. Okay? 18 in America.
Wasn't the Tristan Tate one too? Or was like, don't worry, when you're
Yeah. Oh,
30, you can
remember, guys, when you're
legally. Yeah, that was the
remember,
other one,
guys,
right?
30 is the first year you can legally fuck women half your age. Don't feel old yet. Life gets better.
It gets better or something.
Bro, and then
Yeah. Oh
might as well
my.
read the last one too. Some Americans are calling me a pedophile because I don't think 18 is the age of consent. Americans think the whole world is America. It's 15 to 16 almost everywhere else. I take solace in the fact that they also don't think a 20-year-old man can drink a beer. Lunatic society. So here's the deal about age of consent, right? Actually, no, it's 16 in America, isn't it? I believe it. Yeah. Well, no,
No.
it's for adults it's 18, but for minors I think it is 16. So it's
That may vary state by
well, either way.
state.
All right, so let's go with 18. Okay. Let's go with 18. 18 in America, right? If a 40-year-old tried to fuck your 18-year-old daughter, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, that's probably something you'd be like, that's
Yeah,
weird.
that's weird, right? That's a little pedophilic, right? Like it's
Right,
not.
right. It's basically it's essentially pedophilia, but
It's
it's
legal. Yeah,
legally not. Right? By a
yeah, yeah.
technicality, it
So
isn't.
what Tristan Tate doesn't realize is just because the age is 15, it's more like that's designed for like a reasonable. You know what the rule is? Have you heard this before? It's half your age plus 7. Okay. So the rule for a sexual partner where it's not creepy is half your age plus 7 is the minimum. So 15. All right. So let's say let's do 25. I'm just guessing. 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. Okay, so it's less. 20 divided by 2 is 10.
Well, if you say 20, if you say you're 26 years old,
Yeah.
right? And it's half would be 13 plus 7
Yeah,
is 20.
exactly. Right. So no, I'm gonna try to find 15 for this rule. I think it's 8. All right, so
Hmm.
18 divided by 2 is 9 plus 7 is 16.
7
So
is
it's
16.
17. 17 is the rule for 15, right? So it's half
Right.
your age plus 7. It works every time. So 17 divided by 2 equals 8.5 plus 7 equals 15.5.
It's 15 and a
So
half.
it works for
Yeah.
that. Throw out a random number, Shawn. Any number. That's
Um, 28.
28 divided by 2 equals 14 plus 7. So a 28-year-old can date a 21-year
21.
old. Okay? It works every time.
Right.
And it's like if you go younger, it starts to get creepy. So a 28-year-old dating a 20-year-old starts to get creepy. A 28-year-old dating a 19-year-old,
Right.
it's even creepier. If you break
Right.
the half plus 7 rule, you enter into creepy territory. So how old let's actually look it up exactly. Oh, I know how. Wait, no, I know how old Andrew Tate is. He's 1 year younger than me. Tristan, what is Tristan Tate's age? Because we're gonna do the 21. We're gonna go back to 2021 when he.
Tristan Tate is 36 years old right now, born in
Okay, so
1988.
36 divided by 2 plus 7 is 25. He is shooting 10 years under his.
Now if you're saying
Okay,
2021 is when he made these comments, so 21 he was
30.
32
Okay,
years
so
old.
32 years old divided by 2 is 16 plus 7.
Yep.
23 would have been the
23.
youngest he could do without getting into the creepy stage. And he was shooting 8 years younger than that.
He went 8 below. He
He
went
went
8 under
8 under
par.
par, right? It's like, yo, fucking,
That's
bro.
Tiger Woods, you know.
That's probably how he looks at it too. He's probably like, bro, I'm just trying to get the best score. But I've my algorithm on X now is like all Tate. I don't follow them. One of them blocked me.
I don't follow them either. Well, Andrew
Yeah,
blocked me,
yeah.
Tristan
Was
blocked you, so together,
ah,
we're blocked by
yeah.
both of them.
I'm like, you send me his post, I'll send you their post. No, I like how you know what I criticized that at first, but I kind of see the genius in what Elon did. When people block you, you just can't interact with them, but you can still see their stuff. It's like he's at least
Yeah.
giving the blockee access to information. So I retract my original criticism on that. But yeah, so I saw a video. It was like 2 minutes long of Tristan Tate talking about banging virgins. And I'm like, bro, you look like you're 30 in this fucking video, right? Like he's like, oh, I love virgins. If I don't have I won't eat a girl out if she's not a virgin because I don't want it to be tainted. It's like, bro, you're in your 30s talking like this. It's like
Yeah. It's just,
these two brothers, I don't know how I used to like them. I don't know how because now,
I don't get the appeal. I never loved Andrew.
yeah,
He struck me as a
yeah.
douche, right? I was like, whatever. He's a narcissist. I'm not into it. But you do you. And then it's like, ooh, no, please don't do you because you're a bad guy. Like he's a
Yeah,
bad
you know,
guy.
I think one of the first videos I saw of Andrew Tate, I think I could be mixing this up, was the video where he's like, imagine firing your last bullet at a guy and he just stands there unfazed. He wasn't talking about the Trump assassination. I think it was before that. And I like his. I think I got into him because I saw a bunch of motivational things like that on Instagram. So when you take Andrew Tate and you clip him a minute long with motivational quotes, he's a really likable guy. His motivational quotes, if you clip him, he sounds really cool. Like he sounds like a good guy. You have to listen to him in long form before you start getting into
Yes.
the. But when you start listening to him in long form, which I'd never done, right? You're like, oh, you're a fucking moron. Oh, you're a creep also. Like you're literally a creepy moron. I only knew the motivational side. So like I said, joined a school, defended him. And like I said earlier, when you're in a tribe, when you're tribal, when you have invested your time into supporting somebody, you don't want something bad to be true because it looks like a reflection on you. It's like, what's wrong with me if I liked him? you know? So that's when you get into denial. And that's what I think is going on with a lot of these people. I think a lot of these people are just like, I'm a fan, and I know that people are all going to tell me that you're a piece of shit, but I know. It's like, no, you don't.
No,
Alina,
no.
make a fucking retraction as soon as humanly possible, please. Just, it's, hold on, full screen again. Me and Shawn. We, how would you do it, Shawn? Because it needs to happen, I think. Um, because I don't think that it's too far gone right now for Alina Habba to come out and be like, I was on a podcast with Andrew Tate. I had seen some stuff from him that gave me an impression that he was a really good guy. But after after further review, we don't, the Trump campaign is not associated with Andrew Tate at all. Something along those lines. Is that how you would do
Right.
it?
I mean, if I was Alina Habba, I would say, look, I said I was a big fan because I was a fan of what I had heard, but I
Mm-hmm.
did not know the full story. And
Yeah.
I can say now confidently that I am not a fan of Andrew Tate. I do not endorse his lifestyle, and the Trump campaign has no association with him. That's it,
So
and
easy.
that's very simple, you
So
know.
easy. And that
Because
would
as
that.
you said, those little clippables, right? Those
Mm-hmm.
90-second clips, you hear them
Yep.
and you're like, oh, wow, this is a smart guy and a
Yeah.
tough dude. He's a successful business, like Gary V, right?
Yeah.
He's a inspirational kind of, you're talking to the young men and you can control your life and this, that, and the other. And it sounds good and it
Yeah.
sounds empowering. And then you watch 30 minutes of it
Yeah.
and it's
And once he,
not
yeah,
that.
no, he's a
No.
really, yeah, no. Once you hear him talk for more than a few minutes, he's kind of a scumbag, and I think you nailed it. That's exactly what Alina Habba needs to do. And guess what? If she were to do that tomorrow, I could stop talking about him, right? And so I'm invested. Please, because I don't. It's the only thing that I'm doing right now is trying to stop him from getting any closer,
Yeah,
right?
he's got because he's infiltrated MAGA,
Yeah,
and he's and you point this out, and I pointed out too, he's using Trump's name to be like, well, Trump lawfare,
yeah,
Tate lawfare, and it's a
exactly.
false equivalence. It is so
Yeah,
disingenuous
yeah.
and
Well,
dangerous because you got guys, Matt Gaetz has to be smarter than that. Has
dude,
to be.
the people that are defending him, right? Russell Brand, Matt Gaetz, right? Those two particularly should not be defending him
No,
because you
not with
should
what they've been, you know.
what they're doing is they're trauma bonding, right? Because they were falsely accused, right? Hey, Matt Gaetz might be guilty as shit. Russell Brand might be guilty as shit. They're trauma bonding either because they're guilty or because they're innocent and they think he's innocent. One or the
Right.
other is true, but they're trauma bonding and they are refusing to believe that, hey, maybe he actually did it, right? But that is not going to look well for them when it finally comes out that Andrew Tate did everything that they said. And that's going to happen, guys. One thing, I'm not just talking shit when I'm making my videos, I'm also doing a ton of research behind the scenes. I'm telling you for certain, right? Andrew Tate is going to jail. There is no fucking chance he's not. It's not there. There is zero chance he doesn't go to jail. Right? The evidence against him is insane, and he has more indictments coming. Like this whole when he just got released off a house arrest, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, he got released off a house arrest. That's the case is weak." No, do you know why he
They
got released
dropped
off?
the case. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you know why he
right,
got released off a house arrest? Right? It's because Romania has a 180-day rule, and he was coming up on 180 days. The investigators had him under house arrest because they were afraid that he would interfere in their investigation. Taking him off of house arrest is a bad sign for him because it means that they have completed their investigation. It means
right.
that
It's
they're
there's 180 days. You can only be detained uh, for 180 days before the closure of the criminal investigation,
correct.
and in Romania, that's the law there.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, the Tates came out and said, "I'm free." You're not
Yeah.
free.
No,
You're
they
still
just
under what's called judicial control.
yeah.
You still need to go to a judge
Every
to get
day.
permission to move.
Yeah.
outside of the country.
They need to do
Okay,
a
yeah, you can
date.
leave your
Yeah,
house because of the technicality, because of the law.
yeah,
If that 180-day law wasn't there, he'd still be under house arrest.
yeah. They need to check in every single day, probably via phone, right? They need to check in every single day. They can't leave the country. The only thing that has changed is they can now go walk down the street. That's all that's changed, right? The
That's it.
investigation is still open. The charges are still filed. Everything is
The
still
case
there.
has not been dropped.
No. And they came out and they
Okay.
said it flat out. They go, the case was dropped. And they're going on Twitter Spaces saying the case was dropped. What was the Netflix show that just came out about those two brothers that killed their parents? Were they Menendez or
Oh, I don't
something?
remember. Yeah, I
The
know what you're talking about. I didn't watch it.
um why am I not somebody in the chat if you can tell me before I look it up. Netflix brothers. Netflix brother. No. Kill parents. I'm trying to somebody help me. I'm horrible with this. Netflix. I was right. Menendez brothers. Okay, so the Menendez brothers. The reason why I brought this up, the Tates are reminding me of the Menendez brothers, right? The Menendez brothers were guilty as shit, right? All the evidence was stacked against them, and they were walking. So you didn't watch the documentary, I did.
I didn't watch it.
They were walking around buying Rolexes with their dead parents' money that they just killed. They were driving around in limos. They were essentially just basically acting like there was no fucking chance in hell that they were going to jail. And there was so much evidence against them. But while all this evidence, they just were so narcissistic. They were just so like blatantly fucking narcissistic that they were like, we're good. We're going to get away with it. We're going to. And then they got arrested and they were like, we need to get good suits and tanning spray and shit like that so that the jury looks at us like we're sympathetic. These people that have this broken brain, um, I think the Tates are just like that, where they're like, they think they're untouchable. They think they're God. They have a God complex. And they think that somehow somebody is going to step in and stop this. And it's not going to happen. They're going to jail. Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, you guys are a little
I
late.
think, and I think there's a lot of, unfortunately, I think Tate thinks he's untouchable,
Mm-hmm.
so he just comes out and he's got this bravado, and he's out there just talking about it, and
Well, why would he's so used to
he admits too
he's
much.
supposed he's
That's the
well
problem.
Tate is the thing about these like narcissistic abusers and pimps and people like this. They it's all about control, right? They're so used to being in control. They don't like being out of control, so they
Right.
will deny anything that paints a narrative that they are not in control. They're used to controlling women, they're used to controlling people. This is why they're like this is why I think that this guy is trying to run a similar network to Jeffrey Epstein, right? Because if he's trying to do what I think he's trying to do, right, which is get in with powerful people so he can have dirt on them, so he can blackmail them into getting him out of trouble. If he already has dirt on some people, then maybe he thinks he is going to get away with it. But I don't care who he knows. Here, this case is not going to go the way he thinks it is. It's like there's nothing they can
No.
do. There's too many charges. And what he did was he tried to pre-bunk everybody where he goes, this is what they're going to say I'm guilty but I'm not, so if you hear them say that I'm guilty, I already told you that they were going to say it, so you're going to immediately dismiss it. So when people are hearing the charges, they're like, oh, Tate already said that that was going to happen. Yeah, he said it was going to happen because he knew it was going to happen. Like, that's why he said it was going
Because it happened.
to.
Because it's the
He's
truth.
like, they're going to say
Yeah.
I'm guilty because I am, but he said they're going to say I'm guilty because I'm not. It's a weird way of fucking,
Right.
of trying to control people. He's trying to control the narrative, the people. I swear to God.
And that's the whole thing about, oh, they dropped the case,
Yeah,
right? Now he's got everybody believing that the case was dropped, so that when the case that wasn't dropped progresses, he's going, oh, here they go again. They're throwing another bug. It's the
exactly.
same case.
Exactly.
But everyone's going to believe that it's another frivolous
Yeah.
case that they're throwing
Listen,
against him.
no amount of social media influence is going to get you off. Like, and I think that I think that Tate is a victim that a lot of people are victims of, right? Like, and this is what I was talking about with the TikTok brainwashing shit, where you think social media is real life, right? He thinks, how could I possibly go to jail if so many people love me and so many people follow me, how could they possibly throw me in jail? Well, they can throw you in jail because you committed crimes. That's why. It doesn't matter. You could be the most lovable fucking person on the internet. If you commit crimes, they can throw you in jail. That's kind of how it works. Donald Trump is very unlovable, and they couldn't fabricate crimes on him. So you're the exact opposite. Like, dude, it's so wild, man. All right.
It's crazy.
Last headline is Trump spoke with Justice Alito, and the left lost their shit about it. Like, fucking, who cares?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
All right. So from today, there was the Pam Bondi. We could just talk about the confirmation hearings in general. And what was the other one from today? You know what? Let me go into. Oh, it was California. I remember. It was more California wildfires. Um, Pete Hegseth, man, that was
Oh, he was rock
that
solid
was
yesterday.
Pete Hegseth.
A
Fucking
masterclass.
crushed it. He really did. That was it was dirty. It was pretty dirty, especially Hirono and a couple others, Elizabeth Warren a little bit, but he flipped it on.
Warren,
He
well,
he
Warren was
flipped it.
bad, but he flipped
Yeah,
that one on
I'm
her.
not a, when
Yeah,
he said I'm not a
yeah.
general. That was fucking mic drop moment.
And the room started
Yep.
laughing. Even Elizabeth
Wait.
Warren had to like
Oh,
hold back her
bro,
laughter.
somebody sent me this today. Oh, I should have put it in the fucking show. Hold on. You are gonna laugh your ass off. Hold on. Who is it? No. Yes, there it is. Look at this. Right. Hold on.
Oh, Ben
No, no,
Shapiro.
no. Hold on. It's not Ben Shapiro. I mean, it is, but let me get the microphone close so you can hear it. Okay, and see. Oh, I'm hitting the fucking wrong button.
More than I already do, guys. I mean, I appreciate the effort, but you cannot. Here was this. Addressing the recruiting crisis, the retention crisis, and readiness crisis in our ranks. Members of the security force will remove.
Okay. Do you see that? The guy? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Do you know who that guy is?
The one who's yelling?
This guy right here?
Oh, that guy? No.
That's fucking Greg Stoker. That's the stolen valor dude that came at me. Um fucking that I called out like 6 months ago. The one that was fucking lying about his service record.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
this
you
guy.
remember?
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
guy that I called him
Yeah.
out and I go, dude, you got fucking fake medals on your uniform. That is
Yeah.
Gregory
Yeah.
J. Stoker from Austin, Texas. He is a crazy person. And he's the one that tried to interrupt Pete Hegseth's confirmation hearing. So shout
Mm-mm-mm.
out to Greg. Yeah, so there was that disruption. That was funny. Oh man, Greg's probably. What do you think? What do you think the charge is? Like, do you think they go to jail when they do that?
No, I think they're just going to get a slap on the wrist, this or disorderly
Well, I
conduct,
mean,
pay a fine, and
we know that
you
he's
know.
a crazy liberal. I've talked to him before. He's a pathological liar. He's an alcoholic.
I mean, I guess you could charge him
But
with obstructing an
that's
official
what I was
proceeding,
just
right?
about to say. That's
But
what I was
no, well,
just.
no, not after the Supreme Court just ruled, that you can't apply that charge in that fashion.
Okay,
That's a witness tampering charge. Liz Cheney will be charged with that.
good.
But yeah, yeah,
Liz Cheney needs to go to jail. Do you think that Joe Biden's gonna do? Do
yeah.
you think that Joe Biden's gonna pardon like a fucking list of people?
I don't think so.
You think?
I don't think
I
so.
think that.
I don't think.
I think he might.
I
I think
don't
he might say
think.
fuck all of you.
Yeah, I don't think the preemptive pardon. So it's weird because like Jimmy Carter blanket pardoned Draft
Vietnam, yeah,
dodgers,
Vietnam
the
vets.
Vietnam draft
Yeah,
dodgers, and Joe Biden. I guess you could say he preemptively pardoned Hunter, right? Because he hadn't been charged with some
yeah.
of the things, but I don't know if that's the same type of. I guess it would be. I don't know. I don't think he's going to
I
do
don't
it.
think you can preemptive pardon for a crime that's not charged, right? 'Cause-
Well, the draft dodgers weren't charged. Hunter wasn't charged with the Burisma stuff.
huh.
So he was absolved of crimes that he could be charged with.
Interesting.
Uh,
We're gonna find out. We're gonna
so
find out by Monday. I mean, what is he?
yeah, I mean, there's only 4 days
Does
to
he
go.
have? So does it work like he has until midnight Sunday night? Like, is it midnight?
I believe
So
so.
midnight Sunday. So literally, like midnight on the dot. I'm staying up until midnight Sunday. I'm gonna be like, yeah,
Although, I mean, I don't know exactly how it works because he is still president of the United States until 11:59 a.m. on Eastern time on January 20th. So
that's what
I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Or so is it Monday night? Is what I'm asking. So is it?
Oh, I don't know. Well, Monday at 12 noon, so 12 p.m. lunchtime on Monday, Donald Trump is the president of the United States.
Okay, so it's noon. So
Um,
Joe Biden could. What I'm.
but yeah, noon.
The reason I'm asking, and I know this is silly, it's just like I'm like you can pardon people probably up until noon then, right? Like you could just do one last quick one, like oh I forgot about Liz Cheney, you know, like you could just be like gotcha, got that one in there. So I just want to know the exact end date that Joe Biden can do that, so that we can.
According to Grok, a president has the authority to pardon someone at any time during their term in office.
Yeah.
So to that.
So now ask Grok.
Means,
When does the official term end of a president of Joe
right,
Biden?
When does Joe Biden's term officially?
So, Snarl Barkley, 110 hours.
Let's do what time?
Yeah.
What time?
Yeah, because I think once you swear Trump in, that would probably be the time.
That's the end of his term. Yeah. Joe Biden's term as president of the United States officially ends at noon on January 20th, 2025.
Okay. So Joe Biden essentially, hypothetically, could pardon somebody up until noon of the 20th, right? So
Correct.
we'll probably see the last day pardons on Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
I think he'll do it.
Yeah, usually it's like it happens on Sunday night.
Yeah.
You know, the presidential pardons, the last minute pardons will come the day before inauguration
Yeah, so
day.
Sunday night
And I wouldn't be you know what? I wouldn't be shocked because Trump is supposed to be having a rally and all these balls and these events in DC. It'll be really easy to kind of just slip it in.
That's what I'm saying.
People will notice it, but yeah,
like that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if Joe Biden's so sneaky, not Joe Biden, but whoever's handling him, if he's so sneaky that he's gonna be like, we're gonna do some shady shit, so let's do it on fucking Monday, right? Like, because all the news coverage is gonna be about the inauguration. But if we just get Liz Cheney and Adam Schiff and a couple other people and just sneak them in on Monday morning, the news won't cover it, and then we'll fuck off. Like, that's what I was thinking. I'm counting the minutes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, big news. Well, kind of big, but cool. Cool news. I got invited to go see a SpaceX launch tomorrow.
Oh, you're
I'm
going?
gonna go. I'm gonna take the
Nice.
I'm gonna take the day off. Fuck it. I have to. I already told my customer. I said I pulled my groin, and she said you can come. You can start Thursday, but if I can, I'm not gonna start the job tomorrow. Set up all my tools, work for one day, and then leave the bathroom taken all apart over the weekend. So I'm just gonna set up my tools on Friday and go see the SpaceX launch tomorrow. So I got
Wow.
yeah. Let me see how long of a drive this is gonna be because he sent me the address. I think it was 4 hours and 17 minutes. So I gotta go. I want to be there by 3. So I gotta leave at like 10:30 in the morning. Is that right? Yeah, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. Yeah. So I'll leave at 10:30. Leave at 10:30 a.m. I'm gonna get down to SpaceX Texas, whatever it's called, and I'm gonna watch a rocket go off. That's gonna be fucking cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be really
That
cool.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, all because I called out Andrew Tate. Thanks,
Well,
thanks, Top G.
top
Fucking
bottom G. I'm gonna start
yeah,
calling him just because it's the stupidest troll, you know.
oh my god.
I think you
I
were
can't
like, "What does top G stand for?" You're like,
top yeah,
top
top grifter.
grifter.
Fucking idiot.
I was waiting for top gay or something really stupid.
I thought about it. I thought about Top Gay.
I know you thought
I
about
thought
it.
about
I know
it.
you thought about
I was
it.
like,
I
and
can
well,
see it on your face.
another
You were
one.
like, oh, and no, I don't wear eyeliner. Everybody keeps saying that. They said the same shit about JD Vance
I
too.
know.
I don't know what it is.
It's people with thick eyelashes. Apparently, they wear eyeliner. No, there's
Oh,
there's
man.
also, and I do 99% of my videos are one take. I very rarely have to do two takes. So if I were to say something and then think like, oh, I could have said top gay, I'm not gonna refilm the whole minute. I'll
Right,
just
right, of
leave it in
course,
there.
of course.
I also heard of I
Yeah.
also heard somebody comment top groomer. That was a good one.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but
There you
yeah.
go.
So fucking yeah,
Yeah.
the eyeliner thing, man. That is the funniest thing, because the you know what's funny is you say the woke left and you say the woke right, and the parallels between being canceled by the left and being canceled by the right are so funny, because that's what they said. That's what the left did. The left was like, you wear eyeliner, and it was like all they talked. It's over and over again, and it's like, I think they're bots, right? I don't know exactly how bots work, by the way, right? But I think what they do is they program a bot and they probably type it. They probably use AI to be like, make fun of his eyeliner or something, like a command, where
Mhm.
it's like, because I know that I'm getting bot attacked because I'll post a fucking video on X and I'll hit refresh right away and there's already a comment. So it's like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
they're botting my account. Um, and when they do that on TikTok, you lose your account. That's the thing. That's how they ban people. This is why TikTok needs to go, right? Because there's so many things, but one of the things that they can do to control the narrative is they can put out marching orders to some of their creators, and the creators will join a Discord. We got the Discord chats. It's wild shit, right? These are people that work for TikTok. They work for fucking TikTok, and they were putting my fucking name on a hit list, and they would essentially um, spam your account and then flag your account for fake engagement, claiming that you're the one that used the fake engagement to grow your account.
To boost your
So
account.
I would have an
Right.
account that I just started, and it would get 10,000 followers in like 30. Apparently, you can gift that shit, and then they would flag my account and they would take my account down, and that's why it's fucking it. Platform would go down, and your advertisers wouldn't want to be on a platform that doesn't have as much traffic. So bots are beneficial for X, which is why Elon's not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they got rid of so many of them on Meta and still function fine. I mean, it's a little weird that Mark Zuckerberg is doing something better than Elon Musk. But yeah,
With bots. Yeah.
yeah. So we got Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi. She did good today. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only saw the clips.
I saw a couple clips.
Yeah.
I saw a few clips of her and Schiff and stuff, but she's gonna be fine. She's
who else?
yeah, she's seasoned.
There was nobody notable today, like no big names. There was
well, John Radcliffe
Duffy.
was today. Marco Rubio was today.
Oh yeah, Duffy.
Duffy was
Yeah.
today.
But I'm saying there was no big wow gotchas from those ones.
No. The biggest, the most controversial
It's gonna be
cabinet picks. Controversial, I use obviously.
Cash
you know,
Cash
it's not,
and
not
RFK.
really controversial, but Cash is going to get through.
Yeah.
They're going to grill him, but he's going to get through.
RFK.
Because he has the experience. RFK is going to be controversial. Tulsi is going to be controversial. But the rest of them, they can't really make the argument about, quote unquote qualifications.
Yeah.
So
you think that I think the RFK one is going to be fucking hilarious. I want to take the day off of that because they're going to be like, "Did you eat a dog?" Like it's just the dumbest shit. They're doing.
Yeah, they're going to ask dumb questions. Yeah.
RFK is actually very smart. and he's very good at getting grilled. I remember when he was getting grilled in his testimony, his congressional testimony, and he's very collected, when he responds. But I just have a weird feeling that that is going to be a shit show. They're going to come at him for infidelity and cheating and eating dogs and fucking brain worms. They're going to bring up the brain worms. They're going to fucking. It's
Yep.
going to be a fucking clown show. Tulsi Tulsi has made a couple of disappointing decisions of late. I think she flip flopped on her support for surveillance, um, and she now supports the surveillance program, saying that saying
Mm.
that it's essential. I think it was Dan Holloway that was like fucking absolutely not. And she was on Dan Holloway's show, and she's friends with my friends over at Sons of Liberty, and they love her, and everyone seems to love her, but one thing that we got to be very careful, guys, is, and I'm talking about with everybody. I'm talking about Vivek, Elon, Tulsi, RFK, all these people that were Vivek, not so much, but all these people that sort of opportunistically jumped into Trump's circle. You got to be careful of these people. Because you can think you know somebody, but you got to remember you're looking at them on a fucking screen. You don't know these people. Any
Right.
one of these people, Elon included, I don't believe any of them are nefarious, but they could be. So you got to be very critical. You can't just do what this is exactly what happened with Andrew Tate. Tribalism, right? You make excuses. If you hear something that they're doing that's a little off, you're like, "Oh, but I like." And I do it with Trump all the time, but I try to remain objective. I try to catch myself where it's like if Trump like this Hamas deal, right? As of right now, it looks like a very awful deal. It looks like a very very bad deal actually. This is trading 33 hostages for I think 1,000 terrorists. We don't know.
That's what it
We
sounds
don't
like.
know
Yeah.
if we're going to get the hostages back. Hamas is celebrating it as a win. All the pro-Palestine people are celebrating it as a win. And Trump is owning it. If I was Trump, I would have not owned that. If I was Trump, I would have let Joe Biden take it.
Unless, well, it sounds like he made this
It
deal.
does.
So, you know,
And I
he must feel confident that this is going to end the conflict.
I
I wish I could have his level of confidence, but I don't trust a word that Hamas says.
so
My thing was
yeah.
the minute they did 10-7,
Mm-hmm.
Israel, in my opinion, had whatever they want to
Hiroshima.
do, wipe them out, eradicate
Hiroshima.
Hamas, eradicate them. You have to
Yep.
eradicate
You have
Hamas.
nukes. Go ahead. You have nukes. Do it. Go ahead. Yep. I would have. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I'm sorry. I know the hostages are gonna die, and it's terrible and tragic. But honestly, I bet you some of them would have liked that, because they probably died in absolutely horrific ways. And the ones that got home, I'm glad that happened too. So don't take anything I'm saying out of context and try to clip it and flip it. I'm saying if it was me, if I was Netanyahu, that would have been a fucking lake on October 9th. It would have been gone. October 9th. I would have been like, nope. Because we did the same thing. We did Hiroshima. Right? We did it. And guess what? It worked. Japan. You know who doesn't fuck around anymore? Japan. That was
Japan,
fucking
yeah.
60, 70 years ago or something like that. They have not fucked around one time. They are like, I'm not doing that again. Um,
Right.
so sometimes you do use an arrow, which is what they've been trying to do, and sometimes you use a cannon. Um, and unfortunately, but here's the thing. What I will say about this is we don't know. We are not inside Trump's head. We don't know if he is thinking the same thing, like, oh, Hamas isn't going to keep their end up, so I'm gonna offer this deal, knowing that they're gonna back out on it, and then we'll come in and fucking hit him with the hammer. Because right now, optics wise, for his base, everyone's celebrating it. They're like, Trump said he was gonna end the war, and he ended the war, and it looks great. Looks great for a week, and then maybe in a week, Hamas fucking I don't know, fires a rocket, and Trump goes, "Well,
Well, then that's the thing. Trump can say, "Listen, we took you
we
at your
tried.
word.
Sorry."
fool me
Yeah.
once, you know, the whole, and we tried. We gave you the benefit of the doubt. Now you go bye
He
bye.
goes, "Oh, look, and
You know, and that's
he
it.
could even come out and say, "Look, I gave you this great fucking deal and I gave you such a good deal. I gave you everything you wanted and now you're all going to die." That could be what he's thinking.
Right.
That could be. So, I guess time will tell and we will find out.
Time
I
will
got to
tell.
take a huge piss, so I think we should wrap it up.
I'm on board.
All right, let's see.
I have to pee too. I drank all this
I've been
tea.
drinking near beers. These are actually pretty good. It tastes exactly like an IPA, but it's non-alcoholic. So
Nice.
it literally, I'm not joking. It tastes like actually a really good IPA. What is this called? Fucking Deutsches Duchess.
I don't know. They shoot.
They shoots. So if you guys are doing dry January or dry 90 like I'm doing, give that a try. It actually is really, really good. All right, here's the shout outs. Let's go. We got a new one in here, I can tell. I've had a couple new people coming in, so this whole internet fame is great. I like to get the chat more lively. Snarl Barkley, are you wild? Stassi's for real. That's Gina. We got well, that's a long conversation. Nor Cali Talker. I saw you earlier today. K Hart 917 on the edge. Don't want to skip anybody. Tommy Girl 7169. KBSD. You're a new one. Got 3 new ones in here. Is that everybody? Brennan. That's Shawn's wife in there. And I think that could be it. That might be it. All right, boys and girls, it's Wednesday, so I will be here early AM, and then I'm gonna head out and go.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna head out and go watch a rocket, and Shawn will be back next week, and then we'll do this again. Peace.